The Department of Natural Resources and Environment operate a fleet of 86 fire tankers across the state of Victoria. The Isuzu cab chassis vehicles were first introduced into the department in 1983. The total fleet is now exclusively Isuzu. These vehicles have now been fitted with a vehicle spray protection system. A separate spray head delivering 140 litres per minute is plumbed into either side of the front platform rollover bar. This provides a radiant heat barrier to each side of the vehicle during periods of high heat intensity. Each spray head can be operated independently or simultaneously by engaging air-activated toggle switches located on the vehicle dash display module. The delivery lines are fitted with shut-off valves which must be in the vertical position for the spray system to operate. To operate the spray system effectively, set the pump to medium or maximum flow. Fuel is generally supplied from the vehicle fuel system. An inline fuel tap allows the standard Ruggerini fuel tank to be engaged should for some reason the truck engine fail. A manual throttle is fitted as a fail-safe device should the flow control mechanism malfunction. The rear 1200 litre water compartment will provide approximately 8 minutes protection with both spray heads activated. Other features of the new tanker include a water monitor, which provides ease of operation when delivering water over greater discharge distances. A Robwin foam injection system and a global positioning system. The vehicle spray protection system is designed to protect the high plastic component of today's cab chassis vehicles from radiant heat damage, which may occur while conducting prescribed burns. The system has not been designed for personal protection in fire suppression operations. Tanker drivers should always be monitoring fire behaviour and position the vehicle so it is in a safe working environment.
Compressed air foam systems, or CAFs, are the preferred method of delivering water and foam to the fire line. 2 units are now available, the 400 litre and 1500 litre tanks. They both operate in the same way. The major components of the CAF's units are the control panel, compressor, air receiver, foam container, the dosatron unit, and the water pump. CAFs can deliver water only, wet foam, and dry foam. To deliver water only, place the pump suction valve handle towards the hose reel. Close the tank filler valve. Place the water directional valve handle towards the hose reel. Turn the switch located behind the water pump motor to on and start the pump. Release the brake on the reel before unwinding the hose. To deliver water, open the delivery nozzle. When delivering wet foam, place the pump suction valve handle towards the hose reel, the same position as for water only. Close the tank filler valve, as for water only delivery. Place the water directional valve in line with the pipe marked foam. Start the water pump and run it at full revs. Check that the foam container has foam concentrate. Open the bypass water valve. For the 400 litre unit, the bypass valve is located below the inline strainer. The bypass valve for the 1500 litre unit is located above the inline strainer. Open the foam water valve on the control panel. Attach a foam branch to the hose outlet. Two types may be used. The Bubble Boss delivers low volumes of foam solution and is used for blacking out operations. The Blizzard Boss delivers larger flows of foam solution and is used for treating vertical fuels, stumps and logs. When delivering dry foam, place the pump suction valve towards the hose reel. This is the same as for the wet foam operation. Close the tank filler valve. Again, the same as for the wet foam operation. Place the water directional valve with the arrow towards foam. Start the water pump. Run it at full revs. Check that the foam container has foam concentrate. Close the bypass water valve. For the 400 litre unit, the bypass valve is located below the inline strainer. The bypass valve for the 1500 litre unit is located above the inline strainer. Close the air control valve on the panel. Start the air compressor and close the dump valve. Wait until the compressor reaches a relief pressure setting of 130 psi. Then open the foam water control valve at the control panel. Use a 1/2-inch nozzle tip on the delivery hose. When there is a constant flow of foam solution, open the air control valve. Never open the air control valve until there is a constant flow of foam solution, as this will result in slug flow, which can lead to jerking of the delivery line. To increase water flow, increase the air pressure. To do this, lift the regulator cap to release the locking mechanism. Screw the regulator cap in a clockwise direction. This will increase air pressure to a maximum of 110 psi on the gauge marked regulated pressure. Water flow is at its peak at this pressure. To lower the water flow, lower the air pressure between 40 to 60 psi. Screw the regulator cap in an anti-clockwise direction. However, reducing the air reduces the discharge distance. But as water is a scarce resource on the fire line, reducing the water flow conserves your water supply. This allows the slip-on to remain on the fire line for longer periods between refills. Use the air filter water trap to bleed inline moisture. Place your finger at the base of the regulator and raise the protruding needle. Any moisture in the filter bowl will now be released. If you are restarting the air compressor, it may already have a head of air. Open the dump valve. This will bleed out the air, allowing the motor to be easily turned over. When the motor starts, close the dump valve and allow air to build up to the required pressure of 130 psi. Take the time to clean the gauze filter. On the 1500 litre unit, it is located forward of the strainer. On the 400 litre slip-ons, the gauze filter is centrally located in the pipework at the front of the unit. Clean this filter after each tank load if the water is cloudy or contaminated. The inline strainer must also be flushed and cleaned after each tank load. On the 1500 litre units, the inline strainer is not fitted with a flush valve, so remove and clean the strainer after each load. On both the 1500 litre and 400 litre units, a 1-inch outlet is located near the hose reel. Connect a 1-inch hardline delivery hose to the outlet. This provides larger volumes of water, allowing greater discharge distances. The 1500 litre model has an air receiver which is located next to the compressor. The air receiver for the 400 litre unit is located under the water pump. Condensation builds up in the air receiver. Drain the air receiver at least once a week to remove the condensation. Bleed all the air from the receiver before removing the drain plug. The auxiliary air connection is useful for pumping up tyres, blowing out radiators, or supplying air to air tools. Turn on the air compressor and open the valve. Make sure the nozzle on the hose is off. Remove the cap from the inlet port. Rotate the valve handle towards the inlet port. Attach a suction hose with a strainer to the inlet port. Place the strainer below the surface of the water at least 1.5 times its diameter. Prime the water pump. Open the tank filler valve. Start the pump. Close the tank filler valve and shut down the motor when water commences to flow from the tank breather. Remove the inlet port cap. Attach a coupling to the inlet port. Attach the delivery hose between the hydrant and the inlet port. Rotate the suction valve handle to the vertical. Note, this is different from the dam operation. Slowly open the hydrant so water is delivered at a reasonable rate to the tank. When water flows from the tank breather, close the suction valve to the left, that is, towards the tank. Close the hydrant, remove the hose and the coupling, and replace the filler cap. With correct procedure, the CAFS units should provide trouble-free operation. If problems do arise, check the various components using the fault-finding guide provided in the manual. A maintenance schedule to clean all filters, drain the air receiver, and clean the dosatron unit at least once a week will ensure effective operation on the fire line.